Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Lurg. It's Monday, start of another week. We've just gone through January, and well, January was a very interesting month. We nearly lost Morgan Tongue. Unfortunately, Premier League clubs are looking at him. Obviously, he's a young 18-year-old Englishman. But nobody met his release clause. He got a little bit of a grumpy on, but because nobody met his release clause, he's happy with the fact that he's still here. We said to him in a meeting that if somebody meets his release clause, we're happy for him to go. Nobody met the £17 million. So luckily, we've still got hold of him. Brought a couple of players in. We've sold a player as well. And we have loaned out a few people, which is just really to get them some more game time, because we can't offer them a place in the squad at the minute. The 11 that we're playing on a regular basis are very much cemented in. They're flying, as you'll see. Right, without further ado, let's have a look at the people we brought in, and then we'll have a look at the people we've let go. So, as you can see, we have brought in Carl Styles from Chelsea on loan. Young English striker, because we had nobody really in the positions as backup. Very, very good. Looks like he's going to be an amazing talent, in fairness. Can play all across the back, the front three as well as up front as well. But after coming into us, he straight away got injured. So that was a little bit unfortunate for us. We then brought in, because I am very concerned about the fact that we might be losing Tongue in the summertime, we brought in Cecchini. Not bad at all. An American guy. Very, very solid. Should hopefully bang in a few goals for us. Gives us a rotation option with Mokhtar as well. And being 6'1", we could actually even rotate Tete a little bit more than he's being rotated at the moment, because his fitness levels are starting to suffer. So very happy. We brought him in for 2.5 million. He's already worth 3.3. If he turns out to be a dud, we'll just sell him on and make a little bit of profit on him. So we're moving in the right direction. And then in terms of people who we let go, we let Clesio, Boot, Harley Dean go on loans. And Geordie, who we couldn't get a work permit for at all, we let go for 2.5 million. So we basically swapped Geordie for the striker. Very upsetting to have to let this youngster go, because he's a great option on the left wing for rotation with McGee. But we can't get a work permit for him. And to be able to get a work permit for him in the Premier League, we'd still have to pay ridiculous wages to him. And I'm just not prepared to do that. As you can see now, he's on 14 grand a week at Lens. He's going to be very happy. In terms of scheduling then, you were last with us for the Wigan and Sheffield Wednesday game. We followed that straight away with a defeat to Nottingham Forest. Unfortunately, a very heavily rotated squad. And I can genuinely say that 2-1 doesn't do Forest service. They absolutely, and I do mean absolutely, hammered us. I was a little bit worried that our form was just going to go right down. We then drew with Cardiff 1-1 in a game that we should have won, and the worry was still there. However, we followed that up with a 3-0 victory over Swansea and a 1-1 draw away at Villa Park against a full-strength Premier League squad. We then followed that up with results at Blackburn 2-1. And then, as a Blues fan, this really pleases me. A 5-1 thumping of the Vile at home. We were sensational. I have to say, it's a little bit over-exaggerated in the scoreline. Literally, when we hit them on an attack, we scored. We did have quite a few attacks that we missed as well. But the Villa had opportunities. It was a lot closer than what the scoreline suggests. But we still got the result, which is massive. We then beat Middlesbrough 3-1. We beat Sheffield United 1-0 in the fourth round. It was really, really quite a boring game. There was very, very little in terms of highlights in that. But we got through. We then beat Birmingham 3-2 in the Championship, which, happy sad moment for me. And then we've just drew 2-2 with Bristol City in a game that we should have won. We went ahead, and then Bristol City, in the fairness to them, second half were very, very good. But we managed to get a point out of the game, so I can't grumble too much. In terms of the Championship then, that leaves us top of the Championship, 4 points in front, with today's game in hand being played now. If we win against Stoke here, by the way, Stoke have got a very good record against us, so a little bit of a worry. But if we beat Stoke today, we go 7 points clear. With not that many games left to play. We're looking more and more like promotion could be on the cards this season. Fingers crossed, that's exactly what's in store for us. Right, without further ado, let's get into the games. Right, so now we have everybody return to fitness. We have got a very familiar looking 11. We are going with Felipe in goal, Giles, Gilchrist, Davis and Gerardo at the back, Davenport and Sparrow in the middle, McGee and Cornick on the wings with Atete and Mokhtar up front. As you can see, the squad has gelled really, really nice together. And fingers crossed we can get a big result here against Stoke. At the moment, we've got no space on the bench for our new signing, which is really probably not a good thing, is it? But who do we lose? I think we take Ludwig out for Gio Cicchini. And I'm going to just start calling him Gio, in fairness. And that looks good. So, we'll get into the game. Big result here against Stoke will really put us in good stead. Worth noting, 3 games in 7 days. So, the next game that we're playing, we are going to have to do some heavy rotation. Because we don't want injuries. We are going to try and avenge what happened last time. Because Stoke, like I say, unfortunately for us, really do have a good record against us. It's worth noting they've got Ryan Sessegnon. Oh, there's a Tete there. 6 minutes in, off the corner. Bang. Nice header from Keon Tete. A lovely delivery. We just said a delivery. That's a new word entirely, people. Lovely delivery from McGee. Finds him. And that does indeed put us at 7 points ahead. But we've got to make sure that we can keep hold of it. Cornick's taken a little bit of a knock here. Atete again, and it's just over the bar. And we don't want him to be out for any length of time. Cornick has been sensational on that right-hand side. And Stoke are matching us here, kind of, pace for pace. He's got a tight hamstring. I'm probably going to bring him off at half-time, in fairness. We don't want him getting fully hamstringed. Sparrow then finds Gerardo. Gerardo goes inside to Davenport. Jacob plays it out wide for Giles. A lovely pass. Giles brings it back to Sparrow. He's got to go out wide, surely. Finds Cornick, finds Gerardo. The ball's there. Mokhtar is a little bit fortunate there with the mistake from the defender. But this youngster has played very, very well for us this season. And as you can see, as the pass comes in here, Sparrow finds Cornick. Cornick plays it to Gerardo. Lovely first-time ball. Smith tries to intercept it, but Mokhtar reacts quicker than anybody else and gets onto it. And that's 2-0 to the Moors. Come on, boys. McGee then with the free kick floats it in towards the back post. And Atete is there. 29 goals this season. This guy, our coaches say that he shouldn't be playing at this level, that he's a League One striker. He is by far the highest scorer in the Championship. He is on absolute fire, and the lad just loves it. And we love the fact that he loves it, because he is. I mean, there's not one player in this squad who's dragging us up to the Premier League. The squad is just very, very well rounded. And we are good value for our lead here against Stoke. I'm going to say I'm delighted with your performance so far. Keep it up. We are going to bring Cornick off, though, because I don't want him suffering any long-term injuries. And I think the man that we bring on for him, actually, is going to be Tong. And that's all that we're going to do for the half-time. And hopefully we can have another performance like that in this second half. Gerardo plays the ball. Flores intercepts then. Davis is on the ball now. Tong cuts inside. Sparrow does get the ball. A little bit sloppy work there between the two of them. And Tong again is dispossessed. Just dwindling on the ball. The ball's played out wide to Dawkins. Dawkins has got 3 men around him. Shouldn't be able to get away, but does find Couto to Flores. It's rebounded all the way back to Reed. Oakley Booth then plays it back to Reed. And it doesn't look like Stoke are making any inroads here. As he says that, a lovely ball through for Dawkins. And what a finish that is by Max Dawkins, you have to say. I was just saying, it looked like the Stoke weren't going to come to nothing, that they weren't making any inroads. And a lovely 1-2 there between him, Reed and Couto. Plays a lovely through ball for Dawkins, who strikes it. And Felipe should probably be doing better there, but my word. That was nice. I mean, sometimes you just got to appreciate a good finish. Couto then, Malone, Dawkins again, plays it inside to Reed, all the way out to Booth, Campbell. And we're not pressing here, and we're looking very much on the back foot in this second half, and demanding more out of the boys, which is going to make them all a little bit grumpy. McGee then finds Davis at the back post, and Mokhtar's there. Johnston very unlucky. He gets the initial header, I think. You can see it a little bit slow here so we can see what happened. But Davis heads it down. He does. That's very unfortunate there for Johnston, but that does give us a 3-goal lead again. Delightful. Absolutely delightful. Now we've got 2 strikers on for a hat-trick, so I don't really want to be taking either of those off. We've got Sparrow looking very, very tired, and Jacob Davenport. So they're the 2 changes we're going to make. We're going to bring Sparrow off for Giacchini, and Davenport off for Dixon Bonner. We switch these 2 round. We'll bring Giacchini out onto the wing, but then we'll swap him with Morgan Tong, who can go as an inside forward, and just let McGee pull those strings in the midfield. And hopefully we'll see this game out now, and hopefully not have any injuries, because that would be horrific. Again, very, very close game. We're not dominating the game as we have been dominating in other games, but what we are doing is we're finishing, we're taking chances. A couple of the goals, in all fairness to Stoke as well, have been kind of lucky as they've been rebounds or interceptions, and that's a delightful challenge from Gerardo there. Unfortunately, Stoke do still pick up the ball. Etete's got it now though. Gio's there. And will Gio Gio's just not willing to pass the ball. Goes round 2 men. Then finds Dixon Bonner. Back to McGee. Spreads it out. Oh, lovely little bit of passage of play here. Lovely 1-2 with Gerardo and McGee. Back to McGee again. Fortunately, the cross is cut out. Dixon Bonner cuts out the counter though. Plays it all the way back to Jez Davies. And Gerardo and McGee here are playing so nicely. And Mokhtar's there for his hat-trick. 13th goal of the season. This young lad looks like he's going to be a real talent. I mean, 18 years old I think he is, and tearing up the Championship. Bearing in mind, at the start of the season, he wasn't even getting games. He was being brought on as a right winger. We're just very good at finishing, aren't we? Let's be honest. We hit a team when we get the ball. I mean, we were at one stage really dominating possession in every game we was playing as well. It's a little bit closer today, but we're looking good, and I'm excited for the future of the club. Like, genuinely, on this kind of form, you've got to say we're probably a bottom level team in the Premier League at the minute. Probably relegation fodder, but just that little bit too good for the Championship. And as I'm saying, that Campbell once again scores against us. Every game this man has played against Solihull Moors, he's scored. It's a little bit like a Bong Lahore for the Villa when they used to play the Blues. Gerardo to McGee then. Oh, and Mokhtar nearly got a 4th there. Etete's brought down in the area, surely, ref. But no, it's Campbell on the counter-attack. We don't want him to score 2 goals. 1 goal's enough for today, thank you. And the ball is deflected behind for the corner. Really nice defending there. 7 minutes left on the clock. Reed whips it in. Campbell can't get there. Gilchrist does head it away. And we are at this point in time going to try and drop a little bit of praise on the boys, but not while Stoke are coming forward. Zalanga on this left-hand side. Oh, goes past his man inside to Flores, and Felipe got down at the near post really well. And we needed that. That was a big save. Yankuto then plays it back inside. Felipe is going to collect. Job done. Looking very good. Praise. Reed. I didn't see the highlight come up. And it's Etete then. Etete is knackered. He's not going to be able to get the ball going. Giacchini's there. Finds Gerardo, back to Giacchini on his debut. Can he make something happen? He plays it inside. Gerardo's there. Dixon Bonner heads over the bar, and that would have been lovely. 4 minutes on the clock remaining. Goes out wide. Gerardo intercepts. Beautiful ball inside for Tong. Can't get it. The two defenders just launch themselves at the ball. Giles goes past one. He doesn't go past Kuto. He was asking a little bit much there. Giles then plays it to Tong. Tong goes round his man, but he's going to cut back inside because he's right-footed. Unfortunately, goes back to Stoke. Flores, he's going to look for Campbell. A nice tackle by Alfie Gilcross, but Dawkins picks up the rebound, and now it's Tong on the attack. He's got men in the middle. Mokhtar does play a lovely ball for Atete. Atete was there for his hat-trick. And Tong, it's the only... Oh, Dion McGee, what a strike that was. The only problem with playing Tong on that left-hand side is he's very good. He gets into great positions, but every time he has to cut back onto the right foot. And it costs him. I mean, if he just runs through there, he's got a shot on goal potentially. Very lucky to get the ball back off a read after being challenged. And McGee with a lovely left-footed strike. And that is Solihull Moors 6, Stoke City 2. Come on, the boys. I'm very pleased with that and the outcome. And as you can see, it will just bring up the league table here. 30 games played, 7 points clear, 39 goals on the goal difference. Wow. Right, we will be back momentarily with the second game this afternoon. Right then, and here we are for the game away at the Valley. Now, you will notice we have got a fully rotated squad here, because in just 3 days' time again, we have got a game at Barnsley where they are just outside the playoff places. So they are a team very much in decent form at the moment. Charlton are bang at the bottom of the table. And as you can see, actually, we've got such strength in depth at the moment. Only Candola is probably the weak link in the squad. So we're running with Felipe, Beck, Candola, Bennett, Henderson, Dixon, Bonner and Ludwig in the middle. Holmes and Ibe on the wings, and Tong and Gio up front. So a championship level squad, it has to be said, on a full rotation. Obviously, Felipe doesn't need rotating every kind of game because as a goalkeeper, he's not required to do quite as much running. Very, very happy with the strength in depth. We could do with that one other centre-back, really. That's the truth of it. However, we did have Harley Dean, but he's out on loan because he got a grumpy on. He was moaning that he wasn't getting enough football. And as the vice-captain of the club, we really didn't want him kind of seeping that negativity in towards everybody else. So we start the game at Charlton here. Very, very even in terms of possession. You would expect us to be dominating the possession. Charlton picking up a little bit more. And they look like the side that's actually on the front foot. Nothing coming forward yet. Henderson with the throw-in. Buckley heads away. Howe gets it towards the DNK. Adekanya is coming forward here. Borges plays it to Buckley. Finds Shaqiri. Shaqiri? That's surely not Zenedin Shaqiri. Surely not. Sorry, got completely sidetracked there with what was going on. I mean, if Charlton have got Shaqiri, fair play to them. We are going to be demanding more. And at half-time, because I've noticed that every now and again, the team's form not necessarily dips, but it's like the AI kind of read what you're doing a little bit. As you can see here, Charlton have been the much better side. You watch at half-time what happens. Oh, no. We just double-clicked the space bar by mistake. So we haven't even said anything to the boys, so they're going to be a little bit upset now. And what we do is we bring Tong. In fact, we do it properly. Tong back. Do we bring Tong back or do we leave Giacchini there? In fact, we'll move Ibe into the centre, Giacchini there, and we will go into the 4-2-3-1. Now, every time we've switched it up at half-time and gave a team talk, we've played a lot better. However, we've not given a team talk. I think we've probably really kind of destroyed the morale of the boys a little bit here. As Charlton are being much the better side, and we just aren't getting into this game whatsoever. And it's very, very evident. And Jordan Ibe looking tired. Everybody's got tired legs out here. But we're going to persevere if we can. Because right now, we need our full-strength squad for Barnsley. And a result away here, not a terrible result, but I would have expected a win. And the youngsters just haven't got going. And there is some experience there as well with Ivan Giacchini and Beck. And they've not kind of lifted the youngsters up. A 0-0 draw then, very, very kind of deflating to end the episode that way. On the back foot against the team, bottom of the league. They might not be bottom anymore. We'll have a look. I am going to say that wasn't good enough. And we'll just wait for the league table to come up to see where Charlton are. And they are still rock bottom of the league. 7 points away from even their nearest. 10 points away from safety. And that's a game we should have been winning. Especially with how many goals we've got within this squad. On me there really for not changing it up. But Barnsley, the much bigger threat. And they've actually lost their last game, Barnsley, surely. Because they've dropped down 2 places in the league. Yeah, they did. They got hammered 3-0 by Watford. So, that leaves us in good standing. We are top of the league. We're only now 5 points clear, but 5 points is 5 points. Hopefully, we can hit the end of the season just in the same form that we have been. If we go into the schedule, then we will come back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, we've got Reading back-to-back in the Championship and then in the FA Cup. That's interesting. What we will do is we'll come back for the FA Cup 5th round and then the game against Hull. Thank you very much for all your continued support, guys. Really do appreciate it. Don't forget to smash the like button for me. I will see you folks on Wednesday. Have a great one.